All right, we are live. This is MrLetGo, and today we're about to discuss and really have a conversation about why Black women in particular seem to be so argumentative. And this is not meant to make anybody feel bad. This is just a conversation because we have to get an understanding of each other, right? So this is not to make anybody upset. Somebody said, Shay said, is Kendra going to be on? Oh my God, you got jokes. Oh man, that was a good one, Shay. I got Instagram up here too. That is hilarious. So, why are Black women in particular or do they seem to be so argumentative? And I got a lot of things to discuss. So as you guys come in, hit the like button. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we have these conversations probably like every other day now. I'm on live probably every other day. So let me make sure everything's good and y'all hit the like button and get your popcorn ready. And like I said earlier, this is not meant to make y'all feel bad. This is not some argument or whatever. Some of y'all are argumentative, so y'all probably want to argue, but this is not meant to make anybody feel bad. So the reason why, in my opinion, Black women in particular seem to be so argumentative all the time is because that is kind of like what they were raised to see, you know, and everybody's somewhat different, but most Black families are full of women. And what do women love to do? They love to argue. They love to fuss. They love to talk behind each other's back. It's a lot of deceit. It's a lot of betrayal in a typical Black family, you know, the female side of it. And what ends up happening is women see this, deal with this, witness this, endure this, and then they go out into the world and they're out here with us men and they don't necessarily know the difference between normality, just, you know, peace or whatever, and because all they grew up seeing was fussing. All right, I want to play a video real quick and everybody say what's up in the comments. Let me play this video for you. And this video is this is simply an example. All right, here we go.
I treat a man like a king. I am in my feminine. I don't argue with men. I treat a man like a king. I am in my feminine. I don't argue with men. I don't disrespect men. I don't go against what they said and say, that's not true. I don't correct men. So I have these things learned.
I guess that's my problem, because if I feel like you talk to me some type of way, like, I'm going to check it. Like, don't talk to me like you lost your mind.
Those are the things that kill monogamy, lack of communication skills. If somebody talked to me wrong, if I'm going to talk to them wrong right back, how does that solve the problem? So if you want to check men, then you're going to be in a relationship with the masculine that is a little bit tedious. I want to be in a smooth relationship with the masculine because I want the masculine to take care of me. I want the masculine to see me as their baby, their princess.
Okay, so that is what women are saying. You know, this is not just about me trying to dictate to y'all. Shay, do you want to come up with me? If so, I'll drop the link. Let me know what you want to do, Shay, and I'll have you come up. So the first thing the woman says, you know, she's like, yo, there's no reason to be argumentative. I like peace, right? And then the second woman comes in and says, well, if somebody tries me, yeah, I like smooth. Exactly. If somebody tries me, I got to check them. That is a belief system, y'all. That is a belief system. See, a lot of the things you do, you're not a man didn't cause you to do it. It's just your belief system. Hold on, I want y'all to hear something real quick. Listen to what the girl says. I want y'all to just listen.
I treat a man like a king. I am in my feminine. I don't argue with men. I don't disrespect men. I don't go against what they said and say, that's not true. I don't correct men. So I have these things learned.
I guess that's my problem, because if I feel like you talk to me some type of way, like, I'm going to check it. Like,
see right there. If a man talks to me any kind of way, I'm going to check it. Like what? Like why? Like, what is the purpose of checking somebody? Because you checked somebody in your family when you were younger. You checked some girl in high school, and now you think you're supposed to check a man. It doesn't make any sense, you know. But like I said earlier, it's how you were raised. And this isn't just this woman or that woman. This is the college woman, the this woman or that woman. It's the same. Because at the end of the day, it's a belief system, because it's in our culture, and men have it in their culture too, you know. But men, you know, operate a little bit differently than women, but men have it too. So, why is it that women seem to just want to check somebody? Hold on, what's going on, man? You got something to say about this? Hold on. Whoa. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. All right, say something.
Yeah, I'm definitely agreeing with the point that you made.
Hold up. Your voice went out. Your voice went out, brother. Hold up. Hey, can anybody on Instagram hear him? Brother, you keep okay. Look, you just started back talking, so I didn't hear a word you said.
God damn, my bad.
No, don't cuss, bro. Just what's going on? Don't cuss.
My bad.
Go ahead.
All right, so I feel like only in the Black community is where they highlight strong women. They don't highlight strong Chinese woman, strong Asian woman, strong white woman, strong Spanish woman. They only highlight strong Black women. And it's kind of disrespect to the Black woman and the Black man, because it makes the Black woman feel like she got to go against her man. So it's like she's in battle and competition with her man, when
He broke up, so I'm waiting for the little circle thing to finish. Maybe he had a call. Okay, well, he'll come back. And I bet when he comes back, he's going to be in the middle of his conversation. But, all right, there you go. Stop cursing. Bro, stop cursing. Stop cursing.
My bad, friend.
All right, go ahead.
My service is a little jacket.
Go ahead, bro. What were you saying?
But I was saying only in the Black community is where they highlight the strong woman. They only highlight that in the Black community. It's not, you're not hearing the strong Asian, the strong Chinese, the strong Spanish. You only hear that in the Black community, which kind of puts the Black woman in a mindset where it's like, I don't need a Black man. I'm already stronger than a Black man. You don't see that nowhere else. And that's design. So, like, to your point, you were saying it's a mindset. And I was just agreeing with what you were saying pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
That's all I wanted to say. And I'm on the train right now, so I'm about to get off of this train because I know somebody else want to get on here and talk. But that's all I wanted to say, bro.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. So, I can understand that, and let me finish what this young lady was saying right here.
don't talk to me like you lost your mind.
Those are the.
So she's like, don't talk to me like you lost your mind. What's up, Skip C03? My thing is this. What's up? It's me. This is my thing. We all get talked to crazy as men and women by somebody. You know what I'm saying? Stuff happens. We all get talked to crazy. Like if I'm somewhere and somebody talks to me crazy, I'm going to walk away from them. If I'm in a relationship with somebody that talks to me crazy, I'm not going to be in a relationship with them no more. What a lot of you women love to do is you want to change a man. You want to change your friends. You want to change whoever is in front of you, and you think they should do whatever it is that you want them to do. So instead of you saying like, oh, okay, this is the wrong person for me, I am out of here. You want to, let me tell you this, let me tell you this. And then next thing you know, y'all back arguing. And then you get out of that relationship and you get another relationship, you start expecting the next man to be argumentative. So you start being argumentative with him. So I want to give you guys some psychological stuff to think about. What's up, Monique? I want to give you guys some psychological things to think about instead of simply just talking, you know, because I don't want women to sit here and be like, you always talk about women. I'm here to help women. And if you think I'm always saying A, B, and C about women, you are actually a part of the problem, because that is a part of being argumentative. So one thing I would say, and any man or any woman would actually agree with this. Women don't listen, they interpret. I'll say it again. Women don't listen, they interpret. Okay? So instead of hearing the actual information, hearing the actual words, you interpret what was said. It actually happened to me yesterday, the day before yesterday. I was on live, doing a YouTube live, and all of a sudden, I was talking about the independent woman mindset is stupid. So hear the words, y'all. I'm just going to make it real slow. I ain't trying to make somebody feel bad, but I just want y'all to hear the words real quick. The independent woman mindset is stupid, right? The independent woman mindset is stupid. And I said this about 4 different times. All of a sudden, women started interpreting what I said and started being in the comments, why are you calling women stupid? And it happens so much where I'm just like, it saddens me. Like it's so sad. And everybody hit the like button. Hit the like button. Everybody take a second and hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. So I, just pause, and it's like 3 different women in a chat at this time talking about why are you saying women are stupid? Right? And I'm like, I didn't, and sometimes you don't want to repeat yourself. You don't want to talk about something dumb, but I simply told them, I said, I didn't say women are stupid. I said the independent mindset is stupid. But that's an example of how women do not listen. Women interpret. And I'm about to go deep into this. That's the perfect example. Okay. Oh, drop the link. Gotcha. Okay. Invite. Got my girl Shay pulling it up. Hold up. All right. So Shay's about to pull up. So women don't listen, they interpret. And when I say something that women do is stupid, that doesn't mean the woman is stupid, right? That's just common sense, right? But there's an issue. And it's not that the women in the chat at that particular day didn't have common sense. It was just the psychological thing that women do. They don't hear all of the words that comes out of a man's mouth. I'll say that again. That's very important. Women don't hear all of the words that come out of a man's mouth? All right, what's going on? I'm monitoring the live, and I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do. Give it a second, y'all. I'm gonna have to get off stream y'all all together. I keep saying that, but women don't hear all of the words that come out of the man's mouth because it's something that's called cognitive bias, and that is what I'm about to explain. Cognitive bias. So the word cognitive bias, this is the definition of it, is a systematic pattern of deviation, keyword deviation, from the norm or reality in judgment. What this means is it's a systematic pattern. Systematic pattern in this context means a belief system that was there. What's up, Sierra? That was there before the man came, before the woman started dating. There was a pattern there, which is your belief system. Okay. Because like I said, most of this argumentativeness with women came from their childhood, just growing up in a family full of women. Because if your family is full of, it's 90% women, you're just arguing all the time and talking behind each other's back. It's a whole bunch of deceit. It's a whole bunch of betrayal. It's just a whole bunch of goofy stuff, right? So back to the cognitive bias. It's a systematic pattern, which is your belief system. All right, hold on. She said the link isn't working. All right, hit the thing. All right, try again, Shay. Try again. So, systematic pattern of deviation from the norm or reality and the rationality of judgment. So, the person, to a certain degree, looks at life from a different reality standpoint. Okay. Individuals create their subjective reality instead of objective reality. Subjective instead of objective. See, being objective is just like, all right, I'm not talking mess about women. I'm not talking about mess about men. I try to be as objective as I can. And, I hold women accountable. I hold men accountable. That's being objective, right? Let me give you an example of subjective, because a systematic pattern of deviation from the norm or rationality in judgment, individuals create their own subjective reality versus objective reality. Subjective reality is simply this. If I sit here and say, if I call guys like, y'all are dogs, right? No guy in this group is going to be like, I'm not an animal. Why did you call me a dog? No, I'm going to say, like, y'all are dogs because y'all treat women like crap, right? But if one of the guys were to get upset and be like, yo, man, I'm offended. You called me an animal. When you look at a dude like he's crazy, like, bro, you are a dog or you're a dog. Like, I'm talking about a person and not an animal. What is wrong with you? So my grandmother actually used to call me and my little cousin, my oldest cousin, monkeys. My little monkeys. Being subjective would be, I'm not a monkey, I'm a person. She says my little monkeys just to let you know, like, because we like to jump up and down on the couch and jump around and stuff. So when you are thinking subjectively, you are literally looking at things from a literal standpoint and you get upset about something because there's a certain addiction to being offended. And that's what we're about to get a little deeper in now. Hold on a second. Bald gang. I love it. Hold on a second. Hey.
Hey.
What's going on?
Bald
gang. I love it.
Nothing much.
You got to turn your YouTube off.
Oh, hey. Got it. Okay, there we go. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am amazing. It is beautiful in California.
It's beautiful in Atlanta too. So that's what's up. We got California weather here in Atlanta right now.
Okay, hey now.
So what are your thoughts on what I've talked about already as far as objective, subjective, and women don't listen, they interpret? Do you disagree?
I won't generalize, but I will say this. So starting from the first video you sent or you showed, the woman in the video, her name is Kendra, the one on the right.
That's another Kendra?
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, you're getting on with Kendra. I thought she was coming on. But it's funny because
Really?
yeah, I talked to her husband recently, and he was on a live and we were engaging in conversation, and something he said about her was, she's very feminine, she's very, just the way he described her and the way he described the women that were around him. She's not just saying that to say it, like she's actually experiencing men in her life who are, telling her that, you are the type of woman men want to be around. And so I definitely think that when it comes to the whole, women arguing with men thing, I don't personally argue with men. I'm not going to argue with a man. I think that men who engage in arguing with women and women who engage in arguing with men, it's like a reverse role thing. Because I think that any man that's coming at me as a woman, I'm just looking at you like, I'm a woman. Like, why are you talking to me like that?
Right.
So I think it's an interesting perspective. And I think that we don't give enough credit to the role reversal that we're experiencing in the Black community. And it's really unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. So it's a role reversal for real. But it's more of a role. Well, like I said, it's about the way you were brought up as a man or a woman. And sadly, the role reversal thing is affecting men and women because most of us were brought up by women. Because there's men, I actually want to do a different live about how stupid men act and how feminized men act about getting offended by stuff. Because I might be on Clubhouse, next thing you know, a dude like, yo, I want to push back on that subject. I want to do, yo, man, you shouldn't feel like this. You should. I'm like, bro, y'all sound like women. But I actually said on that live, not to offend the men, because men get offended just as easy as women do sometimes. But I was just like, since we all were, well, most of us were brought up by single mothers, we have to be cognizant of how we have learned from her, and we all are acting like our single moms because we didn't have a dad in the house. Whoever brought us up, we act like that particular person. Some women who have been brought up by single dads, they act like dudes. You ever heard of a woman like, yo, I got 4 brothers, and she just acts all masculine and stuff? So whoever brought you up, you act like that person, whether you know it or not. And I was telling the guys in this Clubhouse room, it was a dope conversation, but be cognizant of what traits you got from your mother, personality wise, because men grow up acting like their mothers and women grow up acting like their mothers. So just take a second to think about your mom and how did she act? How did she respond? Was she argumentative? Was she ready to fuss at people? Was she like just all in the store? Like, let me tell you something. You're going to give me my refund and all this crazy stuff? Or like, what type of person was she? So what's up, Jada? What do you got?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Yes, I'm 22 years old. I love the show. I would just like to give a little bit of background, like of my story and how I grew up.
You're a little you're a little muffled. Is it something in the way? Say it again.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you a little bit better.
All right. Yeah, like my childhood, I grew up fatherless, and it was only me and my older sister, and like no, I'm not disrespecting my mom, but it's like all my life it's been like different men in and out the house, in and out the house, in and out the house. You know, she'll be single for a couple months, and then again she's back in and out the house, in and out, you know, different men in and out the house. And when I was, you know, by me being young, I used to always, you know, like, Mom, like, where's my dad? Why my dad can be in my life? And then she goes,
Yeah.
well, you know, I can't make him be there if he don't want to be there. You know, and I used to get bullied in school, you know, because I was like a heavier kid or whatever. And I would come to her, and she's like, well, you deal with it. I'm not gonna go up to the school talking to no principal. I got to work. I'm not gonna be missing out on my paycheck to try to come do this. You don't say none of this when you be at home. You go to school and you act scary. Now I'm in elementary school, and you know I'm
Yeah.
like, because I used to see like my other students, the other students they'll tell their mom something about their mom, or they was supporting them. So here I am, like 8 or 9 years old, you know, coming to my mom and hoping that she would have my back and be there for me. But she's like, well, no, you deal with it, you know, and not only that, so as
Hold
I
on,
got
Jada.
older,
Jada, hold on. Jada, hold
yes,
on 1 second. Somebody on Instagram says you can't hear her. Well, come over to YouTube and you'll be able to hear her because her phone is a little muffled, so it's a little bit difficult to hear. But if you're on Instagram and you're like, yo, I can't hear, go to YouTube. It's MrLetGo on YouTube. I'm just saying, like, we gotta use cognitive skills. Like, I'm on YouTube. I'm just sharing YouTube with y'all, and y'all talk about I can't hear.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Huh?
Can you hear me a little bit better? I took my earphones off.
I can hear you way better because I barely could hear what you were saying.
Great. It was my earplugs. Okay, great.
Okay.
It was my earplugs.
Okay.
So yes, growing up as a with a mother who was a single parent, and like I said, I would, you know, I was asked her like, Mom, why my dad can be in my life? Because my grandmother, which is my dad's mother, she lived like 2 streets away from me, but she never came to see me or nothing like that. And I would ask my mom like, why my dad went in my, she's like, well, you know, Jada, I can't help him be there. He don't want to be there. I can't make him. He wasn't trying to help do nothing, and then his mama got mad because I put him on child support or whatever. And so like I said, I always been like a heavier kid. So I was in like elementary school, I'd say about 8 or 9 years old. And so I would get picked on. So I would come back home to my mom, be like, hey, Mom, they're picking at me. So, or whatever. She's like, well, I'm not going to be missing work. I'm not going to be doing all this. And you can handle it. You can deal with it. Tell the principal. I don't know. I'm not going to be missing work, losing no hours to try to, you know, come up to the school. You know, she's like, why you don't, you know, you say all that when you get home, but when you go to school, you quiet. So, you know, I kind of felt defeated, but I didn't really know the words of how to feel, you know, because I was a kid. So go along to my, you know, growing up seeing her actions. Okay, so it'll be like certain things that happen, like, okay, like she'll buy me clothes from It's Fashion, but she'll get my sister clothes from dealers. And be like, Mama, well, why I couldn't get that? Because you can't fit no clothes. You can't fit loose and white. You can't fit no clothes, Jada. I ain't in dealers too high. I got
Hold on, Jada.
on clearance or whatever, like stuff like that.
Hold on. So first, I'm sorry you had to go through that because hold on. What you doing? You moving? Hold on.
Jada, second.
Oh, I don't know what just happened.
I hope she's here. I really do. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, her phone just dropped. I don't know. I didn't drop her off. I was just trying to mute her, and then it just dropped off.
Yeah, hopefully she's still in here.
Later, if you're here, you can come up. I don't know. I didn't drop you off. I don't know what happened. But go ahead, Shay.
Yeah, I'm a love on you, okay? And I'm a different kind of lover. I'm a very different kind of lover because, you know, I'm the friend that's gonna hold my friends accountable, but they love me anyways, even when I hurt their feelings, because that's what love looks like sometimes. But it comes from a good place, and I want to tell you, Jada, you are in your early 20s. I am on my way out of my 20s. Baby, 20s is beautiful. But one of the things that made my 20s beautiful is understanding forgiveness. You have to forgive your mom. You can't carry that burden for the things that she didn't know. That's the first step. Step 2 is you forgive her and you accept that that's just who she is. You have to understand, who do you want to be? What kind of woman do you want to show up as in the world? Right. And you have to be accountable for becoming that woman. That's what it looks like to go through the healing process. So I would encourage you as a woman, and another thing, and it's unfortunate that I do have to tell you this, but be very careful with the trauma that you carry and the spaces that you carry them into, because people will use that kind of thing against you, especially when you're not doing the work. Now, once you heal and you're doing the work, look, can't nobody hold your past else against you. However,
Okay, all right, I'm back.
Hold on,
I'm not
Jada,
sure what
Jada.
happened.
It's all kinds of stuff going on. You good?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I think I got dropped. I'm not sure what had happened.
No, hold on. It's just a whole bunch of noise and clicking. So I may have to drop you if the clicking keeps going.
Okay, what about now?
Yeah, just stay still. I don't know what's going on. It's just this click, like click, 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 click. Are you doing something?
No, I'm not moving. I'm standing. I'm right here. My phone is sitting up.
Okay, cool. Did you hear what Shay said?
I think I heard her say that she hopes like I'm still in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the bottom line. Understand, because this is important because we're talking about childhood and we're talking about argumentativeness. Part of what you may end up experiencing as you get older is you may find yourself thinking that everybody around you is going to leave you, like a guy is going to leave you because of your weight gain, or because of this, because of that, because this is how your mom treated you, right?
Right, and not only that, so like it'll be like like it was like this barber. I went one day and I got like a haircut or whatever, and I was letting him know my story, and he's like, well, I'm gonna call you or whatever so we can go out for dinner. So I kind of felt like there was hope, like maybe I didn't have like a biological father, so I had my hopes up like that he was gonna be there for me or whatever the case may be, and so that never happened. He never came around. So then it'll be like I didn't know what to expect from men because my dad never taught me that. So then I would get into these relationships, I would be used, I mean just mistreated, and and treated any kind of way. And then
well, look at this, Jada. Hold on 1 second. We're not being used. We are being seen by the other person for whatever it is that you present yourself as. Okay. As an example, if I present myself with a Lamborghini and I'm always, I got muted. Okay. Imagine if I got a Lamborghini, or I'm always flossing my money and chains and all this other stuff. Well, women, guess what? They're going to flock to me because it looks like I have money. And virtually every woman is going to try to get money out of me or some kind of status from me. That doesn't mean she's using an abuse. Well, abuse is different. It's different, but that doesn't mean she's using me. That's how I present myself out in the world as. So as a woman, when you present yourself as, and it's no indictment on you, but we have to get therapy and sit down with people before we just get out in the world. And because what happens is we walk around acting like nothing happened to us. So we just out here smiling and stuff, knowing you got all these issues from your childhood. And you actually get mad when a man actually sees you for who you are, as a person that has been, talked down to, felt like you weren't enough by your mom. The guy is going to see you the same way. He's going to see you as, no, I can do better than her. No, you need to lose weight. No, like, I just want to have sex with you and go by my business. So what happens is you're literally, like, it's a self-fulfilled prophecy. So it's not that people are using you. People are seeing you for what you present yourself as. When you go to the store, you see some milk, you're going to buy the milk. What if milk says, well, I'm not milk, and I don't understand why people keep thinking I'm milk. I'm actually orange juice. Can you imagine, like, milk and orange juice can be in the same kind of box, like the same kind of, cardboard covering, right? One says orange juice and one says milk, but they're in the same type of carton, right? One is just green and yellow, and the other one is like red and white, right? That is really the only distinction that somebody can see, whether one is milk and one is orange juice. But on the inside, One is milk and one is orange juice. What if somebody actually poured milk in the orange juice box and poured orange juice in a milk carton? Well, guess what? All people can do when they walk up to the carton is pick up the orange juice thinking they got orange juice. And when they get home and it's milk. So we as individuals have to stop thinking that people are using us. They're actually operating within their own right of how you present yourself. Does that make sense, Jada or Shay?
Yeah, give me a second because I want to respond to that. Go ahead, Jada.
Yes, it actually does. And like I said, however, back because I was like 16 when I first started dating or whatever. And
Well, why were you dating at 16? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, what in the world are you doing at 16 dating?
But I don't know what I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, okay.
not only that, when I reached out for help, like with the barber situation, I let him know how I feel. Like instead of like saying, "Oh, you need to lose weight," like, Jada, come on, let's go walking. I'm gonna take you in, or like or if I'm like dealing with a situation and you see what I'm going through, why just sit there or just talk and say you're gonna help me and then you don't help me. And so it's like, well, I'm not gonna ask for help anymore. Just like with my own business, I have my own candle line. And
what do you mean you're not going to ask for help anymore? You never got the help. You didn't have you? Just a question, Jada. And this isn't against you, but have you been to therapy?
Yes, sir. I actually have a therapy session on Monday at 1 o'clock. Because I know that I want to break this cycle, and I know that once I do have children, I don't want to have like any trace of my childhood and whatever I've been through. And it's like dealing and that developed like a whole lot of anxiety and depression because I'm not going to talk to nobody because I'm afraid that they're going to use me again. You said okay, I understand.
They're not going to use you. They're just gonna drink you because your box said orange juice. And when they taste milk, they're gonna spit you out and throw you in the trash. That is not using you.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I actually do now that you have elaborated and explained it.
What would you do if you bought orange juice and it's milk? What you gonna do with it? You gonna throw it in the trash, right?
Yeah, because it's not what I wanted.
It's not what you wanted. So women put themselves out there like, hey, I'm this, I'm that, and then you get in a relationship with them, or you start dating them, and you're like, yo, what the hell? And then they ghost you, and you're like, oh, he used me. What is wrong with these men? No, I want to orange you.
That's true. And then,
Jada, sweetie,
go ahead, Shay.
Yeah, Jada, sweetie.
Go ahead, Shay.
Sorry.
Well, I want to say a couple of things. And MrLetGo, let me first say, my men know I'm toxic, okay? I'm like bad liquor. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. They love it. Look, just kidding. Jada, sweetie, we joke. I know him. We joke. You have to develop. You remind me of one of my girlfriends. And I've had to give her a lot of tough love like throughout the years. And, we didn't have friendships, breaks and whatnot when her feelings have been hurt from things that I said. But I'm saying this out of love to you, sweetie. You have to love yourself. You have to be your own best friend. You cannot have the expectation for somebody to come into your life and help you and heal you and save you if you're not willing to do that for yourself. The people that are in my life are an extension of who I am. When they love on me, it is because I already love on myself. When I show up, they're like, oh, damn, okay, Shay move like this. Okay, Shay move like that. They know how to move with me because the way I move with myself.
Right.
And you're so young, Jada. You are 22. You have your whole life ahead of you. Your 20s are going to be, let them be golden. But if you want them to look a certain way, you have to take responsibility for making them look that way. That's not the job of the barber man. It's not the job of anybody else but you. You have to make the decision that this is what I want my life to look like. This is what happiness looks like for me. And every day is not going to be perfect. So there's no expectation of perfection. I don't even want to put that out there because that's not how it works. And I kind of want to dive back into the portion of forgiveness. So you've already sat with yourself and thought about everything that you've gone through. I get it. I do. We've all done it. Okay, especially at that, what is it? Between like, I don't know, 18, 22, 23, 24, you kind of go through that, oh, well, my parents didn't teach me this, or why did my mama say that? And why did my dad do this? I get that. But there's a level of forgiveness you're going to have to continue to practice throughout your life, so you're not carrying that. Somebody in the comments said, I didn't mention you forgiving your dad or whatever like that. Well, forgiveness in its totality, honestly, is for you. You have to let go of that. If you sit in the past for too long, what does your future look like? Like, is this? I'm asking you, Jada, honestly. Is this what you want to present in a relationship? Is this what you want to present to your children? If not, you have to say today, I want to be somebody different. This is what it looks like for me. I want to be this type of mother. I want to pour into my kids these kind of ways. I want this kind of marriage. And you have to become the woman that you envision being in these spaces. And that takes doing.
You have to seek out how to become that woman also. So somebody, Eric Barnum, hold on one second, Jada. Eric Barnum said it's not a man's place to help her, and everything that she does is called learning. That's stupid. Okay. Anybody who thinks it's not in a man's place to help a woman is an idiot. Okay. We as a community have to be here for each other. I'm so sick of these stupid men and women running around talking about men can't help women. It's stupid and it's idiotic. And this is the problem on why we can't get anywhere, because we're so closed-minded to what other people can do. Like you can learn from anybody, right? We're a community. Men and women are part of communities. We love to say the Black community, right? Is that just women? Or is that women and men, or just men? It's men and women of all different ages. And anybody who, this young lady is in her 20s. Any of you can help this young lady if you're at least, older than her, because you had experiences, right? This young lady has not had the amount of experiences as we had. So any of you can help her. So at the end of the day, the people, the jargon or whatever you want to call it, men is not a man's place. It's just stupid. And that's the reason why Black people can't get nowhere, because you're so ready to be like, okay, I can't listen to that person. I can listen to that person, but I can't listen to that person. Because that person has a penis, I can't listen to them. It's just stupid. It's the stupidest, idiotic mess that it's so stupid. It's so freaking stupid.
You just said two really beautiful. You just said two really beautiful things that I was like, dang, like
stupid and stupid.
I'm not about to play with you today. I'm not going there with you today. No,
it's just so stupid. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm tired of it.
It's too emphasis for me that I'm like, this is when you know that the work is being done. And again, even from the perspective of MrLetGo, even the perspective of myself, we're not perfect. That's not what, we're not trying to say we're perfect and we're the end all be all. But he said two very important things. He acknowledged the fact that Jada is a baby. Okay, look, if y'all are over the age of, if you're over the age of 28, you tell me what you was doing at 22, okay? And she is clearly up here, being very vulnerable in a space. And if she's open to listening, and I believe she is, then she has the opportunity to change her life as a baby. She's 22. I think that at 22, I was a baby, y'all. I'm going to be very honest. I was. But it's beautiful because not only did he acknowledge that, she's young and we're here to help, he also acknowledged community. That's a big deal. Community is a big deal.
Oh, well, hold on, Jada. Your thing is just popping. It's like crazy. I don't know what's going on with your phone. Just hold on one second, Jada. Just hold on. Just I don't know what's going on with your phone. Go ahead, Shay.
I'm about to hop out and I'm about to hop back in because my laptop is doing something a little trippy. So I'm about to hop in on my iPad.
Okay, do that. Okay, Jada, go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
Oh,
like I was.
Jada, I'm gonna have to let you go because I don't know what it's doing. I just want to protect other people's ears because some people may be listening to the headphones and like it's hurtful hearing all the popping through headphones. So I just want you to know. Jada, just send me a DM on Instagram. My Instagram is I am _ MrLetGo because I would love to help. But let's try it one more time. Unmute the guests because they chose to mute themselves. Okay. Yeah. Because I want to help Jada, but your phone. Say something now.
Can you hear me?
Okay, say something now.
I don't think it's me. I don't think it's my phone.
Yeah, it's bad. Just DM me on I am _ MrLetGo because I do want to help. Is that okay?
Okay, so you would like me to call on the Instagram?
Send me a DM on me. You can still hang out in the chat, but send me a DM on MrLetGo.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Sorry about that. That was a lot. Some going on with the headphones. I want to help her, but sheesh. Yeah, that was good. Okay, so when I was 22, I was a grown man. Charles, shut up. Okay, so back to what I was saying. The topic of today's show, that was a part of it. That dialogue was dope. But the topic of today's show is why are Black women so, or do they seem to be so argumentative? And it comes from their childhood. A lot of your family members have been just so argumentative through your life where you think being argumentative is the only way you're able to be heard. And people want to be heard, right? But men don't want to hear all that mess. So you get around a man and then you wonder why a man isn't wanting to hear all that mess and is leaving you alone, and you think we're trash. No, we just don't want to hear all that mess. Or there's a man that you're dating that will act like his own mother because he was raised by a single mother and he's argumentative. Because men are argumentative too. I want to make that a totally different show, but I'm just specifically talking about women, but I'm not saying that some of these like these argumentative men aren't out here because they're raised by single mothers also. So it's just the argumentativeness that we get from our female field family. So individuals create their own subjective reality versus objective from their perception of what they think should be happening. I'll say it again. Individuals create their own subjective reality versus objective reality, which is supposed to be, from their perception of what they think should be happening. See, a lot of you get mad, and part of your argument is you think something should be something that's different than it is. That don't make no damn sense. Okay? Like, stop wanting things to be your way and argue with people because they're not. That's dumb. So, you have a should mentality, and you walk around in this weird delusion thinking that everything should go a certain way. And then you wonder why your life is the way they are. It is. You wonder why you ain't got no friends. You wonder why the only friends you have are stupid and counterproductive and they don't have any sense. My girl Brittany, who's in my coaching group, we call them should shades. Some of you are walking around with should shades on because you think everything should go a certain type of way. And then when they don't go your way, you start arguing with somebody. But each person has their own way of perceiving life. And when you see and don't understand that men and women and women and women and men and men, white people, black people, children and grown people have their own viewpoints on life and they have the right to that, you're never going to get anywhere in life. And make sure to hit the like button. I appreciate y'all hitting the like button and drop a super chat. The individual's reconstruction of their present reality, instead of seeing, listening, and experiencing, they choose to interpret. I'll say it again. An individual's reconstruction of their present reality is the problem. You think things should go a certain kind of way, so you reconstruct your whole reality. You walk around acting like something is, but it isn't. Instead of seeing, listening, and experiencing what's actually happening. Men and women argue. Well, that's the problem. Why are men and women arguing, Rochelle? It doesn't make sense to argue. What the hell are we arguing about? You know, I have a point, you have a point, we can share our point and we can keep it moving. I'm never going to understand people sitting around arguing. It's stupid. We aren't children. How we feel is more important than what's actually happening. What actually is true doesn't mean as much as what feels true. You actually look to be offended because you think what you feel is true is actually true. And when someone doesn't see things your way, what do you want to do? You want to argue. This is the reason why women argue so much, because they want things to be the way they actually aren't. All right, you back?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, hold on. Charles says something. No, I will not. You said she is a baby at 20. I don't know what the hell he talking about. All right, so go ahead, Shay.
I'm glad we back on topic.
Yeah.
I think that communication skills, we're lacking that, right? Like as a community, we really haven't had the opportunity in this generation to, we talked about it before, if people, you know, I know you have regular followers, when we talked about men and women being socialized.
Yeah.
Like, what does it look like for Black men and Black women to be socialized at an early age, where we're not saying, "Ooh, stay away from them little boys. You fast if you around boys," instead of creating a healthy narrative around little boys and little girls being able to hang out, learning how to communicate. We're teaching our kids conflict resolution skills. We're teaching them how to communicate. We're teaching them how to set boundaries. We're teaching them that, you know, we're acknowledging their feelings, and we're teaching them how to work through them, rather than doing things like, and it's unfortunate, but it's the truth, for little girls that stay away from them boys, they fast. And then for boys, it's don't cry, you a man, don't do this, don't do that. And we're putting them at a deficit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unfortunate, because then we wonder why they grow up, and we all grow up, and we're all in these spaces where, you know, we're so combative with one another. We don't really know anything else. We really don't know anything else.
Yeah.
I appreciate this conversation, because I'm like, okay, well, let's really talk about it then. Like, let's talk about what this looks like if we do the work, right? And what it looks like on the other side. Like that's kind of where I'm sitting with it. But you know, I'm a communications major, y'all. Like communication is my everything. So, but I
got the right person on here.
Huh?
I said I got the right person on here with me then, right?
And I'm a woman, and I'm not. And it's funny though, I come from a very different background. Like, I mean, yes, the majority of my family is women. Raised by a single mom for the most part, but I did have my stepdad in my life, and he was very, that had a big impact on my life. Like my stepdad and my mom being married, like that had a big impact on my life. But I was really passive when I was younger.
And let me say this, Shay. We're talking about women being argumentative and getting offended, right? And we got dudes in the chat getting argumentative and offended. So that goes to show you that it's not just women who get argumentative and offended and all this mess. So, you know, it's sad. It's men also. But like I said, the majority of us were raised by single mothers, and whether you're a male or a female, you're going to have the propensity, until you become aware of it, to have or project traits of your single mom because you didn't have a dad. I didn't have a dad either. So I'm not saying anything bad about people who didn't have a dad. I didn't have a dad either. But I did go through the work in order to figure out and be more cognizant of my traits that I got from my mom. And luckily, I didn't grow up in this big family full of women arguing with each other and all that stuff. It was just me and my mom. And my mom was argumentative. And if she was, she wouldn't even have nobody to argue with because it was just her. So I think I'm blessed not to grow up in a big family because most likely my family would have been full of women and it would have been a whole bunch of, he said this, she just, girl. I didn't grow up hearing all that bull crap. So I'm thankful, but a lot of you did, male and female, and you are showing traits of femininity and argumentativeness and masculinity and just all this just stupid stuff. So it is what it is. Go ahead, Shay.
It's a lot of unbalanced energy. That's
unbalanced energy. Because you said reverse roles, right?
Yes, it's reverse roles and it's unbalanced energy. And I think the interesting thing is, and even from my perspective, like I did have a lot of women in my family. We're not loud unless we drinking and having fun. And maybe it's my grandmother, right? Like she came from Arkansas, she moved to California. We're very like family oriented. We take care of the kids. We take care of everybody. We cook. We clean. Like, but the women in my family work hard. Okay, they work hard. Everybody got a good job. You know what I'm saying? And so I won't take away from that. Like I'm not trying to paint a picture that's not realistic because my family does have those strong Black independent women. It's just that at our core value and our core base, we are very Southern, very homely. But for me, right, when I see women that are very combative with men, I've had to tell women like, why do you communicate in that way? Because I don't even want to be around a combative woman. I don't want to be around a combative man.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's like if I'm trying to create peace and like harmony, like in my own space, right? We always talk about, and we see it, people do not lie. Y'all know y'all be liking them memes that say, protect your peace, protect your energy. Like,
right.
Look, you know people like that, but I don't think that people are being honest with themselves about the peace that they create, the energy that they're giving to other people. Like, what does that look like for you? And we have to ask ourselves, if what we see is different than what's around us, then what do we need to do? What work do we need to do to not be so combative, to not have these kind of interactions and exchanges? I'll be honest with you. Me and one of my girlfriends, we both have had experiences recently with men that were highly combative. And she was like, Shay, like I had to call you because man, dude was saying this, he was doing that. And I was like, yeah,
Wait, why does she have to call you about it? Because I just don't understand.
You know why?
There's homeless people, there are murderers, there's all kinds of people. Why do you gotta be around it? Be like, girl, I gotta tell you about this axe murderer I seen. You didn't run?
No, so look,
run from these people instead of being like, oh my God, I see an axe murderer. I see what the hell? Why are y'all still around these people to talk about them?
But we have to be honest, right? Like they come in the form of family. They come in the form of partners who we have children with. They come in the form of, like they.
No, we talking about your situation. She met a dude and she's still around him long enough to talk about him.
It's someone she's co-parenting with right now.
Oh, I thought you said she met a dude.
No, she had an interaction with a man. And so a lot of the people that I work with, if y'all don't know, I'm a sex educator, but my baseline is in communication. So I do a lot of work in relationships. Just that's what it is. And in her case specifically, she's known me for a long time. She knows that communication is my jam. And so she did reach out to me and she's like, I'm trying to handle the situation with him. He's expressing it like this. And I'm like, ooh, you probably shouldn't have said that. Right. Like, even if that person is in the wrong, if you know that you have to deal with someone because they're in your family, which we know our generation is quick to cut them off.
You don't have to deal with someone because they're in your family. What are you talking about? We're grown ass people.
And that's what I'm saying, right? Like, but I'm saying, and in that case, I do understand, like, it's quick to cut them off, but there are some situations.
No, it's not about cutting somebody off. You just don't answer their phone call. Like I have friends. I have best friends that have not talked to for years.
But again, this is a co-parenting situation. So I'm trying to tie it in for other people so that they can also understand how they can exercise this in their life as well, right? So for example, in her case specifically, it is a co-parenting situation where, you do want a healthier co-parenting relationship, because we don't really have examples of that.
So what are steps that a co-parent can use? What are steps? I believe in the solutions. What can you do?
Oh, absolutely. So in a co-parenting situation, when you have one person that's being combative, you can, which is encouraged in our community, be combative back, right? But that does nothing. It does nothing.
Shay, what's the solution?
So what I recommend is understanding their communication style. So for me, if with amongst my friends, it's, do I tell my friend straight out because we have that relationship? I could be blunt, I could be open. Do I give them examples? Are they
No. Co-parenting. You got a baby daddy who's
look, I'm getting there. Look, listen. Everybody has a different communication style. I'm just saying how I've practiced it and how I've been able to apply it and show other people, because everybody doesn't have the same experience.
Shay. I just want to share.
I'll give a short thing.
Solutions.
So
man, woman got a baby. What do they do?
One, you accept that person is who they are. Mm-hmm. Do not try to control. Do not try to change. Mm-hmm. Those are two things. We do not have control over anything. You do not have control over the person that you had children with. That's just not what that is, right? So mm-hmm. when it comes to the co-parenting, you prioritize the child. But what that looks like, let me be clear. What that looks like is that the decisions that you make are going to be in the best interest of the child, even if the other parent doesn't move the same way, because again, you have no control over how they move. So let me give an example, right? If there's a birthday party and you know that it's your time to have the kid, but their cousin on the dad's side has a birthday party, and you're like, dang, I don't want my kid to miss out on this. I don't want them to, go back around there and be like, well, why couldn't I go to the party? They invited me. Let your kid go to the party. It ain't about you. It's not about, and don't get me wrong, spending time with your kid is very important. But if it's going to make your child happy, like, I ain't got no reason to not let my kid go to this birthday party. Let your child go to that birthday party. Right.
So let me add something to that. It's something that I call the tell me more way of operating. If somebody comes in the comments like, MrLetGo, you hate women, MrLetGo, you hate your mama, I'm gonna say, okay, so why do you think that? Instead of me getting offended, be like, yo, what's wrong with you saying something like that? I love my mother. No. Oh, so why do you think that? So it's a tell me more, and then you just really let the person spit out the little stupid stuff that they want to spit out. And then at some point, they're going to run out of stuff to say, and then they don't have anything else to say. And you're like, oh, okay, that's it? Oh, okay. And then now you've given them the floor, because all people want to do is be heard. So give them the floor and let people be heard. And then the insults will stop, because they ain't got but one insult in them. There's only one bullet in the clip. The second you start, why do you think that? Shay, we was on live together the other night. Remember, a girl came up and was like, I got some smoke for MrLetGo. Remember that, Shay? Shay, you there? Hold on. I think something happened with Shay. Shay, are you there? Or I don't know what happened.
Hey, I got it. Yeah.
What? What happened? Okay.
Okay, something going on. There we go.
Okay. Shay, do you? I don't know what's going on with our mic.
Okay, I heard you. Yeah. Okay, can you hear me?
Okay. Do you remember we was on live the other night, and I used the tell me more strategy with the young lady that came up on live?
Whew, I do.
Okay, so a young lady came up on live, and she says, I got something to say to MrLetGo. And I said, okay, everybody be quiet. Let's go. And she said, I don't like it when you said this. And I was like, oh, okay, I said that because of this. So what else? Oh, so you just got one insult in you. Oh, okay. So what else you got? And she had nothing else to say. I gave her the platform to be heard. That's all she wanted. And Shay, if you remember, the woman started laughing and just hanging out with us. She just wanted to be heard.
Yes. OMG. It's interesting
She
how
started hanging out with us, didn't she?
she did. And it's really interesting when you break down like the barriers, because that's what I was talking about earlier, right? Like carrying your traumas into a certain space. And we all do it. Like we've all done it. We cannot deny it, right? So whatever it was a learned behavior, we carry that into certain spaces. And I think that I gotta go back to like you being community oriented. I think that a lot of people miss that. And I think
Yeah.
like even some of the dudes, I'm reading the comments and I'm like, bro, like this is not like read the room, baby. We love over here. It's a little bit it's a little bit different. And I get it.
Like I said, dudes, we all raised by single mothers. Like we act like our moms. I'm just happy to know that I got out of mine. Men be acting like their moms, women be acting like their moms. It is what it is.
And that's the imbalance of energy, right? Because let's be honest, right? Like if there was a male present, a healthy male presence and a healthy feminine presence in that space, things would look a lot differently. Like things would look very different. We wouldn't communicate the way we do. We would have seen what it looks like for a man and a woman to communicate through the ups, through the downs, through the children, through the finances, through the responsibilities and the work life.
Yeah.
It's funny because you put that video back up. Kendra is a beast. That woman
So
got
hold on.
She got two husbands, okay?
Hold on. So let me play it first. Who is Kendra? Because I just seen the video. Can you? Because I want to shout her out. Who is this Kendra person? Like, what's her name and Instagram and YouTube? Because I want to shout her out and give her the love that she deserves. Because somebody sent me this, so I don't know who the woman is.
If she is who I think she is, and by face it looks like Kendra, and that looks like one of her husbands in this clip in the little thumbnail below. I know her through people. You know, I know Alex from the Porter family. He knows Kendra personally. She is a woman who is polyamorous or
No, what's
polyamorous.
her Instagram?
I don't know. I don't know her information.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah, I
her
just
information.
wanted to like shout her out if I could, because somebody just sent me this. So let me play this right here for those who didn't hear it at first, because this is the reason why I'm doing this live. So, and hit the like button, please. Here we go.
I treat a man like a king. I am in my feminine. I don't argue with men. I don't disrespect men. I don't go against what they said and say, that's not true. I don't correct men. So I have these things learned.
I guess that's my problem, because if I feel like you talk to me some type of way, like I'm going to check it. Like, don't talk to me like you lost your mind.
Those are the
And that's the thing. Don't talk to me like you lost your mind. I just don't understand. Like, it's just, I don't know. I just think it's sad.
There's
you know, if you talk to me like you lost your mind, I'm going to hang up on you. I'm going to leave out your house, tell you to get out of my house, or I'm not finna just be around. And it's like people just want people to stay around and check them. I'm not going to check you. I'm going to leave you alone. Go ahead, Shay.
I actually think that's a really healthy way to move, and I think that more people should move like that, so we could stop this internet men ain't shit and women ain't shit. It's like, okay, we get it. Look, we get it. You chose a few ain't shit people and you stuck around. We get it.
Yeah, no cussing.
Oh, there we go.
It's okay.
We get it. You chose a couple people that were not ideal. And I think that in her case, like when she said, like, I'm not going against what he says, there's a certain level of acceptance that comes with that. And that's what I was talking about in the co-parenting thing. You have to accept people for who they are and you move accordingly. Is this conducive to your health? Is this conducive to the place of peace that you've curated for yourself? If you have a standard for your life and you have boundaries, then you'll say, hey, this person is cool, they can be here. This person, on the other hand, I accept them for who they are. I'm not trying to control or change them, but this is who they are. So I have to kindly remove them because they're not conducive to my health, my space, my peace. And I think as women, we the feminine energy, and something that's really beautiful about it is that it is very easygoing. It is very free flowing. It is. And that's why you mentioned when women are like combative, it's a very masculine energy to be in. I the capacity to be in my masculine in that regard. So I just don't, I don't know, maybe have the luxury of like being combative with men. I just don't want to. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather be going
But
to my nails or my
but
feet done. You know, I just want to do something
yeah.
else, like put some lashes on. I don't know, do my hair. I just would rather do anything than fight.
Yeah, but the reason why women feel the need to be so masculine, combative, and argumentative is, one, they were not heard when they were children. That's the first thing. Their mom always told them to shut up, sit down, be quiet, and go back in their room. So now they're an adult. They're like, all right, somebody's going to hear me. So I can control my own narrative now. Now I'm grown, and somebody's going to hear me. That's the first thing. The second thing is, there's a certain amount of cognitive bias that we have, and I defined that earlier, which is a systematic pattern of deviation from the norm or rationality in judgment. Individuals create their own subjective reality versus objective reality, which means that people are walking around with their own delusional reality, expecting other people to live inside of their dumb delusional head, and it doesn't make any sense. And another thing is confirmation bias. So one thing is cognitive bias, and the other thing is confirmation bias. So confirmation bias is you have a particular belief and you go out into the world looking for confirmation of what you already believe. Okay. So that means if you love Tory Lanez, right? And you don't care what Meg Thee Stallion said about Tory Lanez, you believe Tory Lanez didn't do it. You're going to go out in the world on social media, just in conversations at the break room, at your job. And if Tory Lanez comes up, you're going to be like, yeah, Tory Lanez didn't do it. And, Meg Thee Stallion is this and that, right? The second somebody says, no, I think Tory Lanez did it, you are going to be ready to argue your face off, knowing you don't even know these people, because you have a certain amount of confirmation bias where you are angry that the person is not confirming what you feel already. And that turns into an argument because you're upset. Like, for example, Shay is talking to a woman, right? And the other woman thinks men ain't nothing. Men are trash, right? And then Shay comes with all this feminine energy. Well, no, men are this. I love men. The first thing the woman goes, oh, you're a pick me. Okay, you're a pick me. You know what? You are one of those women who probably get ran over by men and blah, blah, blah. And Shay is going to be like, what are you talking about? And the woman is just going to be so argumentative towards Shay simply because she has a certain amount of confirmation bias, and she's waiting or expecting Shay, just because she's another black woman, that another woman is going to be like, yeah, girl, these men are trash. And Shay is going to be like, yo, what just happened? That is what confirmation bias is. Have you endured that, Shay, just in your life?
Okay, not a real life example. Not you giving a real life.
Huh?
I said, not you giving a real life example. Like, okay.
Okay.
You know what it is that like in my 20s, I've like committed to myself to just like getting to know me and like me and love me. But that doesn't mean that I'm not also getting to know other people and liking and loving other people and their presence and who they are. And just to be like black and white, don't hold me to this, y'all, because I know that, people are gender fluid and stuff like that. But, there are only two genders for me to like communicate with. It's men and women. So like, I'm going to communicate with the two. I mean, that's not a lot of options there. I'm just saying. So yeah, I do talk to men, and I talk to men frequently, and I love men. And I have had that experience where, women are in a certain space or they're talking about their dating lives. And I'm like, I don't think that it's that bad. I haven't had a terrible dating experience. Like,
do they blow up on you when you don't give them the confirmation bias that they want?
I've had a lot of different perspectives. A lot of women do get jealous. They get very, who do you think you are? And
they're not jealous. It's confirmation bias. They're not jealous. They just want things to go the way they want them to. And when you say something different, they become argumentative. It's not jealousy. It's confirmation bias.
But the unfortunate thing too is that like there's a spectrum of women, so they're all going to treat you different. So I have the ones in the middle that are a little bit more neutral. They're very receptive. They do kind of come into my space. They're trying to learn. I have the ones that are highly argumentative, and those are the ones that are like, you're a pick me and whatever, whatever. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I get it. You're on the like man hate train. I'm not, sis. I'm not on that train. But you see how far that gets you. You see how far that gets you. And then I have another side of the spectrum of women who are like, they will slut shame you. I've been slut shamed to the gods. I've been, just because I have good relationships with guys. And I'm like, I'm sorry that you don't know how to communicate with men. I have done volunteer work my entire life. I work with men. I work with men in spaces that are even in this space. It's natural for me because you're uplifting the community. So how can I not work with you? It just doesn't make sense to me. But a lot of women will look at it and they'll be like, oh, wasn't she just on his show? Or wasn't she just on that show? Oh, she's such a pick me. Oh, she probably fucking sleeping with all these men. And it's like, no, like that's not what it is. We're showing you what it looks like for men and women to be socialized. We don't agree on everything. We both say openly, we don't agree on everything. But what's funny is a lot of the times we end up getting to the same point, which is uplifting the community. But people don't see it like that because of what is it called?
Cognitive bias. And that means you have a particular belief and you go out into the world looking for confirmation of what you already believe. If my favorite color is red, I'm going to go out into the world if I have confirmation bias. And I'm going to be like, yo, I love as an example, say I'm a Crip. Say I'm a Blood and I go out in the world and I'm only happy around Bloods because, you know what I'm saying? So take away the gang stuff. It's just, I like this group over here and I slowly start looking for people who like the same group. And just like the Crips and the Bloods, if I see a group that likes blue instead of red, now they're the ops automatically, right? Because to a certain degree, that is actually what's going on. You know, you wear a certain color and you automatically see another person with blue on, you automatically are angry and mad and combative and ready to fight that person simply because they made a choice to wear or be a part of a different color. That is actually, that's confirmation bias. A lot of gang members are simply operating through confirmation bias because they don't like what another person chose to do because it's different than their reality. In their reality, Bloods are everything or Crips are everything. And Bloods, they must be crazy because they are Bloods instead of Crips. That's confirmation bias in itself. So dudes walk around with this bull crap too.
Oh, okay. Look, hold on, wait. Learn me something then, okay? But so I'm curious, like, do you believe that there's like a certain level of balance that needs to be brought for men and women in order for us to not be so argumentative with one another and to, create a better space of like harmony and communication?
Balance is never going to happen. I don't believe in balance. I believe, like you said, harmony. Because balance takes a lot of work to keep this being like this. And I don't really believe putting all that, like stressing myself out, trying to balance. It's like this. Let me do this. No, I ain't got time for all that. It's about harmony. I'm going to do what I do. Somebody else does what they do. And everybody has their particular roles in it. And I'm not here wanting to change anything. I'm just here to share my opinion and in hopes that things change. But if they don't change, I'm going to be happy either way. So we have to be careful, and not you, but we have to be careful in the things that we want to happen, because that's a form of confirmation bias. Does that make sense? Or cognitive bias, because you want everybody to be happy, but if everybody doesn't want to be happy, are you going to be mad that everybody isn't happy? I know I'm not, because I do not believe in cognitive bias or confirmation bias. So I don't go in the world expecting people to be like me. If you're combative and you hate women, I love you either way. I don't care. Be in the comments, because You get what I'm saying? I don't want to make you somebody that thinks opposite of what you think, because that would be me being somebody that I'm talking against, which is a person with confirmation bias or cognitive bias. I literally don't care how a person feels about me or president or cats or dogs. I don't care. I'm just here to share my opinion and my perspective. And if it gets to you, cool. If it doesn't, I don't care.
You know what? That is really refreshing to hear, especially like with someone with such a large platform. And I think I put a couple of things that you just said in my back pocket, because I think that I definitely need to take that approach, right? Like you've taught me
Mhm.
to like several things, but just in this last 15 or 20 minutes, just I don't care to change anybody's mind. I just don't have that
Right.
kind of energy. But the balance thing, you definitely changed my perspective on that. Like I am one person that's like, oh, I'm operating too much. And if I ever get to that space where I'm like, oh, too much masculine, let me go back to the feminine. I definitely have
But
those
you're not
moments.
balancing masculine and feminine. You overly feminine, right? So how is that balanced? You're not balanced that way. That's harmony, right?
Yes, and you're giving me another way to look at it in that new perspective, and
Yeah.
just understanding that it is really just acceptance. It really is just that, and that is the
Acceptance.
key.
Yes.
Yeah.
Accept the women to be like, yeah, you're a narcissist. Hey, you're a pick me. Love them anyway. Like, thank you for dropping a comment.
Ooh, you holding me to my name? You doing that?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If somebody says you're a pick me, be like, I got you. Tell me more. Why do you think I'm a pick me? Then it's gonna make them comment more. Brings up your algorithm into whatever platform you're on, right?
Okay, I'm taking notes.
You this. Oh, why do you think I'm this? Love them for who they are. See, we need the bad guy. All the cartoons I watched, was it Tom and Jerry or Super Friends or whatever, it was always a bad guy. The show or the movie is not going to be exciting without the bad guy. So we need these little stupid people saying all this stupid stuff. Please say more stupid stuff. Thank you. Because you are the part of this movie. You have a very valuable part of the movie or the scenario or the story that is playing out in front of you. Please comment more stupid stuff. Thank you, because you are a part of this whole dynamic of social media and life, and you have a place. Please give me more, say some more stupid stuff. You feel me?
Oh, so these people that are being argumentative towards you, right? Because
I love it.
sometimes I'm assuming, right, that people do get really argumentative towards you. Like outside of just the example I saw on our IG live,
Yeah.
people probably are in your comments and from YouTube to Facebook.
How many
to
have you ever heard me on an Instagram live talking crazy stuff? Like, yo, why did she say that? Or why did he say that to me? Ever?
No.
No. Because I don't care.
You know what? You living in a pretty peaceful state, okay? And but I think that goes back to what we were talking about. Like, instead of being argumentative, like asking yourself the honest questions about like, what does peace look like for me? Like, how can I curate a space of happiness that's non-combative? Because honestly, this is just me personally as a woman. And look, I'm just too lazy to argue. It just really takes a lot of work and energy.
Yeah.
Like I get really sleepy and I get tired, then my voice hurts, and I actually really don't have the physical, emotional, and mental capacity to be an argumentative person. And I think that for people that are argumentative, think about ways you can exert that energy into something a lot more healthy, like the energy you take to be combative with someone, especially if you're the initiator. Like
Right.
how can you transfer that energy into something productive? That would be a dope thing to think about.
And that's all I'm saying. And the more I just look at life and the more I look at people, the more I look at social media, there's room for everybody, and because I always believe, and somebody said earlier, they used the word polarity. I believe wholeheartedly in polarity. I'm here to piss people off, but I'm here to help people also, because at the end of the day, it just depends on what side of the polarity you're on, whether what I say offends you or helps you. So I don't need to change. Your way of seeing what I'm saying needs to change.
So that's like the idea of getting uncomfortable to be comfortable. And I love
Yep.
that you gave that example, because even for me, like as a Black woman, like I'm a whole sex educator out here. That is highly offensive to most people, right? If they don't understand, like, or if they don't take the time to really understand why I do what I do. But the
Mhm.
beauty in it is that I do have to make some people uncomfortable for us to get comfortable. The
There
reality is
you
that
go.
we're doing things that we probably shouldn't be doing. Let's just talk about it, okay? Out here doing
Mhm.
physical things that we probably shouldn't be doing, but we're so uncomfortable to just have simple conversations around it. I
Yeah.
said my baseline is communication, but again, we got people out here, they can argue better than they can communicate on a healthy relationship. We have more,
Mhm.
physical relations with each other than we do healthy conversations. I'm still trying to figure out how that works, but that's what I'm here for, to help people figure out what that space of the in between looks like. Like, let's get you to a healthy space. That
Yeah.
arguing and the toxicity in it all, it's really unhealthy, and it's unfortunate that
But it's okay
that's our
though.
reality.
It's okay. I have no problem with the arguing or toxicity or whatever, because it's people want to be heard. So let them be heard. I've been on a Clubhouse room where I'm on Clubhouse. Somebody wants to come up. They like, MrLetGo did this. And they like, yo, whoa, 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 whoa. We're not going to make this about MrLetGo. I'm like, no, let them finish. They're like, all right. And next thing you know, they finish, they get rid of whatever they said. And then they're like, you're welcome to stay up here. And then they'll stay up here. And guess what? Another 10 minutes, they are in the conversation and we all have a conversation. I was up on Clubhouse with Pink Pill the other day. We totally disagree on virtually everything that comes out of each other's mouths. But guess what? I don't have a problem with that. We had a great time. All of us just up on Clubhouse talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to agree with you, and I don't need you to agree with me. Polarity is everything. But people just want to be argumentative because they have a certain or a high level of confirmation bias, where they want everybody to think like them. And I think it's just stupid. Now, I'm going to call something stupid in a minute, but I'll still hang out with you. I just think, go ahead.
It's really interesting because, like, I believe in the saying, like, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, but it's also like chew the meat and spit out the bone, because I actually agree with some things that the Pink Pill says, but obviously, like, we frequent spaces together and we know, like, when we agree on something, it's just that's what it is. So it's interesting to see two people on polar opposites who say they don't agree on anything have someone look at both of their content, and I can be like, okay, well, I can understand it from both perspectives. So it's interesting that you pointed that out.
Yeah, it's just that simple. It's just that simple. I can work with virtually anybody because I don't care enough to not work with them. You know what I'm saying? So the last thing I want to say is, ladies, and men too, but mainly women. If you want a husband, if you want a man, the number one thing that is important for you to do is seek out understanding and acceptance of men, instead of thinking men are the devil, thinking men are trash, thinking men are broke. No, the men you date and attract and entertain are broke and all of that stuff. There are plenty of men out here that are good men, but you don't want a good man. You want a man that was raised by his mom, who is as argumentative as you, so you can have somebody to argue with and then have great sex with. That is dumb, counterproductive, and toxic. So pay attention to the way you operate as an individual, and you'll easily be able to see your confirmation bias pulling you toward this type of man versus that type of man. Confirmation bias is actually the thing that is behind you choosing crappy men over and over and over and over again. Pay attention to what you believe And is it toxic? Is what you believe dumb? Is what you believe counterproductive? And find out next, who taught you this dumb mess? Was it your mother? Well, look at your mother's body of work. Was your mother stupid? Was your mother manless? Was your mother husbandless? Was your mother angry? Was your mother argumentative? Was your mother hard to deal with? Was your mother narcissistic? And if she was, where do you think you got all that mess from? You have a certain amount of confirmation bias, and you think all the dumb mess that your mom spewed out on you is normal. It is not normal. You are now just like your mother, and until you actually get therapy or either just get a better understanding of who you are as an individual, you are going to have the same fate as your goofy, dumb, counterproductive, argumentative, combative mother. Shay, what you got?
That was very insightful. I know it was a little heavy for some people to digest, but I would encourage people to look at it through a different lens and look at it through a lens of love. The message may not be said in the way that you want, but it's still a message that you need to receive. And I want to double down on the idea of being argumentative and then using sex as a way to heal. When we lack so many communication skills. I'm a sex educator with a foundation in communications. I am telling you that it's very toxic. It is not healthy. I would never, even as a sex educator, as a woman who is very much, I embrace positive sexuality, all those things, right? Because it's rooted in health for me, right? A healthy mind, a healthy heart, a healthy space. Toxicity is not where it's at. You do not want relationships where you are being argumentative, and sex is the tool to heal, because it is not. I'm a sex educator telling y'all that sex does not heal toxic relationships, you guys, I promise. But I want to thank you, MrLetGo, for having me and sharing space with me. You do very beautiful work. And
Thank
I hope
you.
we can connect soon.
I appreciate you, Shay. Everybody, make sure to follow Shay on IG. Shay is love. She's really dope, really great spirit. Like, she's so freaking feminine, pretty, just everything. She's really dope. People around her are dope. See, when your friends are dope, that actually confirms that you are dope, because that is a certain amount of confirmation bias also. When you're a dope person, you find dope people, and it confirms that you're dope. So keep that in mind. And with all that being said, for anybody watching this late, go watch the beginning, because there was a young lady on here that was really talking about some things about her life, and we were able to help her. So watch this from the beginning. And anybody on Instagram, go watch this on YouTube. This was a great conversation. And make sure to hit the like button when you watch this recording. So if you're watching the recording right now, did you hit the like button yet? If not, please hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already subscribed. And that is all I got. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day.